I'm your host, Davida Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limits Dreams Come True with the Right Mindset. Today's presentation is titled Feeling Stuck in the Worry Loop. Really simple practices to break free. You know all about the worry loop. You want to experience life with plenty of peace and joy, right? We all do. But many people, and I mean large masses of society, experience more anxiety and worry than feelings of peace or joy. It's actually at epidemic proportions, really, which COVID has certainly made its share of contributions to. According to a recent World Health Organization report, the first year of COVID pandemic increased the prevalence of anxiety and depression by a whopping 25% worldwide. So the World Health Organization Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus states that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Obviously, the social isolation has played a huge ride, but also the unavoidable limitations on people's ability to work, to find support and comfort from loved ones, and being able to engage in their chosen communities. According to these very potent stressors, World Health Organization also states these as other reasons that we are more worried than ever: loneliness, fear of infection, suffering, and death for oneself or for loved ones, grief and bereavement, financial worries, and of course, our hard working healthcare workers. Exhaustion has been a huge trigger for suicidal thinking. So, what can we do about all this worry? What does it mean to worry? My life has been filled with terrible misfortune, most of which never happened, said Michael de Montague. To worry means to fret, to get worked up, to remunerate, typically on negative things that could happen but haven't happened yet. Worry and fear are strong emotions and can have a negative effect on the mind and body. Chronic worry can really do some damage over time. It can lead to a nervous breakdown, depression, an anxiety disorder, and physical health problems. Sure, some level of worry is a good thing. If you worry that you'll have to live on the street if you can't pay your rent, this can motivate you to get out and work. If you're worried about having lung problems, this can motivate you to quit smoking. But chronic fear or worry, especially when things that you have no control over just don't serve you well. Anxiety stems directly from fear. If you feel anxious about something, you're worried. We worry about many things that never even happen. So, how fear and worry can affect your mind and body. Let's discuss how fear and worry can affect your mind and body. Of course, the severity can depend on various factors, but generally, symptoms of chronic fear are the same. Physically, you may experience a faster heartbeat, sweating, increased breathing, dizziness, upset stomach, dry mouth, insomnia. Mentally, you may experience lack of ability to concentrate, confusion, negative emotions. I've been stuck in the worry loop. When I know I had to give a presentation in front of a group of people, I worried about it for an entire week. Sure, I used anxiety reduction techniques and they did help some. I laid down and meditated, envisioning the presentation going well. I did affirmations. But at times, the worry loop got the best of me. Have you ever heard about something being a worrywart? They worry about so much. Every time you talk to them, they're feeling or they're telling you all about their concerns and worries, which is why you might not always pick up the phone when they call. The reality is that they've programmed their minds to stay in the worry loop until they do some reprogramming. It's like they'll stay stuck. So, how to get free from being stuck in the worry loop? Living with chronic worry can make life feel much harder. It can also cause physical ailments due to the boost of stress hormones that are constantly being released in your body. What do people worry about? You name it. Their kids, parents, jobs, money, illness, dating, spouse, being rejected, making rent, getting COVID, dying, public speaking, and so much more. So, how can you break free from the worrying so much? Well, there's 4 practices that can help you stop worrying. One, recognition. Recognize if you are living in chronic fear and worry. Are your thoughts more future oriented, worrying about what might happen? Have people flat out told you that you worry too much? If you recognize that you're stuck in the worry mode, you can then do something to change it. 2, break the cycle. If you recognize that you worry a lot, it's likely worrying has become a habit and a cycle. You're stuck in that worry loop. The good news is that you can break that cycle. Instead of letting your mind wander off with thoughts of worry, learn the art of living in the present. Some call this mindfulness. Learn to get out of your head and into your body, into the present moment where worry thoughts aren't allowed. Right now, make the intent to bust out of the worry loop mode. Realize and affirm that you can break the cycle with some effort and helpful tools. 3, practice meditation. Meditation is a wonderful tool to help you gain some control over your thought life and enjoy the present. It'll also help you worry less. Even if you start with just a few minutes a day, meditation is a practice that can help you feel more calm, centered, and peaceful. But remember, it's called a practice for a reason. To really get the benefits out of it, you must practice it regularly. 4, face your fears. It's normal to have some fears and encounter situations that bring on some anxiety. Face them. Don't run from them or entertain the thoughts all day long. If you can't do this on your own, seek help from a mental health professional or a holistic practitioner, like a spiritual coach. Some find attending support groups helps them worry less also. For example, parents who are connected or concerned about their child's that's struggling with addiction may attend Al-Anon or Nar-Anon for support. While it may be common to have some concerns, you don't have to allow worry to keep you from living a good life. So, what comes after the worry loop? The feeling of peace. We all want to experience more peace in life. It's a wonderful goal. While we may encounter situations where we worry, we don't have to let that worry ruin our lives. We don't have to stay stuck in a loop. You don't have to live with worry as your master. Hopefully, you've gotten some great tips from this presentation and will go on to experience less worry and more peace and joy. One thing I can tell you is this, that as a child, I grew up in a home where it was very negative. And I think that stress that I lived under as a child has lent to some of the health problems that I have had as an adult. And one of them being that I also am on a very low dose of high blood pressure because that stress eventually does affect your blood pressure. So remember, the idea is to get rid of the stress and find ways to deal with them simply because you want to live a healthy and long life.